let's see the significance of this topic. Okay, now just read out the question. Consider the following statements regarding the Satavahanas. It's a society based on the matrilineal or matriarchal. Second, they were known in the history for starting the practice of giving royal grants of land to the Brahmanas and the Buddhist monks. So of course we know that the Brahmanas used to get the land as a grant during the Gupta period, right? If you remember, it's good. If you don't remember, please visit the Gupta administration again. Okay, so here we had talked that the Brahmins were being granted with the land as a gifts by the kings. Okay, now the similar thing was being carried out in Satavahana also. Why? Because Satavahanas were no one but the Brahmins only. Okay, so here of course through inscription, especially with respect to the Nasik inscription or the Junagadh inscription, many of them have called the Gautamiputra Satakarni as the Kshatriya. In fact, they majorly had the essence of the Kshatriya dynasties. Okay, but they were originally the Brahmins. Okay, so here they would be majorly focusing on the Brahmanism, but yes, they would be also having the Buddhist evolution, especially with respect to art and architecture. Okay, so which of the following statement is or are correct? Okay, now let's see the second question. Amaravati Stupa was constructed during the period of Satavahana, Chola, Pandya and Chera. Okay, so although we have much of the idea where is Amaravati, so Amaravati is in present day Andhra Pradesh, Deccan region, right? And where were Chola, Chera and Pandya? At the most southern tip of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, right? So but obvious the question in itself tells us some of the links. Amaravati, you just need to know the geography. Where is Amaravati? Okay, it is in present day at the eastern coastal area of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so by that only thing, by that only geographical location, you can very well analyze where are this locations, and based on this you can very well analyze where were the Satavahanas. Okay, now before beginning with our main platter, let us study the geographical locations. Why? Because geographical locations are very more important in order to have a detailed analysis of this dynasty. Okay, so here Satavahana, okay, started right from the Ujjain. Okay, and it extended up till the Krishna river border. Okay, Krishna valley. Okay, so it is between Narmada and Krishna. Okay, in the east it is denoting the Amaravati, and at the west it is Vanavasi and Girinagara. Now why this Girinagara is most important? Because it is coastal port city. Okay, after that there were also other cities like Bharuch, okay, which were considered as the important port cities by the Satavahanas, of course. Okay, and the main capital of Satavahana is Pratishthana. Okay, so what is Pratishthana? It is present day Paithan. Okay, in some of the reference material it is being called as a Paithan. You can also depict as it as a Paithan. Okay, so whenever Paithan from Maharashtra. Okay, Paithan from Maharashtra. So do not get confused. In some of the reference materials it is being called as a Paithan. In some of the reference material, it is being called as the Pratishthana. Okay, so if you see the Tamil Nadu NCRT, okay, if you see 11 12 Tamil Nadu NCRT, Tamil Nadu NCRT would be telling you that the Satavahanas evolved at the southern tip and then they moved to the northern of this Deccan region. Okay, and in some of the reference material you will see that they majorly or sourcefully emerged right from the Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh area, and then they expanded their territory in the north as well as in the south. So this may get you in the confusion, but here you should know a main point of hit, that Paithan is the capital. Okay, so here it is a source, okay, of the evolution of the Satavahanas. So the evolution is in Maharashtra. Do not get confused in the different materials. Okay, according to the government sources, the Paithan is considered as a source capital, and in fact it remained the capital unless and until Satavahanas would be surviving. Okay, so here there were the western port cities and the eastern port cities also. Amravati and the Bharuch were the major revenue centers, revenue collection centers. Okay, why? Because as this ports were the major gateways to expand their trade territories. Okay, now they used to have the trade with the eastern world also and the western world also. Now especially this is evident from the inscription and the coinage system which Satavahanas have developed or evolved through this period of 200 years or the period, largely speaking, the period of 400 years. Okay, now they started right from 2nd BC to 2nd AD. So majorly 400 years, but at the peak it was only during the 1st century. Okay, so here you will see that the ports were the major centers of the revenue collection. Okay, now let us see the contemporary powers of the Satavahana period. Okay, so this was the Satavahana Empire. Okay, now at the south there were the Pandyas, Cholas and Cheras. So Cheras were at Kerala. Okay, Cholas were at the northern tip of Tamil Nadu and the Pandyas were at the southern tip of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so here there might be the naming confusion, please, but don't get confused. Pandya is at southern tip. Chera is at the Kerala. Okay, so Chera is at Kerala, Pandya is at the southern tip of Tamil Nadu, and Chola is at the eastern side of Tamil Nadu, northeastern side of Tamil Nadu. Okay, now above that would be the Satavahana. Now see the contemporary of Satavahana, the Western Kshatrapas. Now do you remember anyone from the Western Kshatrapas? We had talked about the agricultural and the economical development during Western Kshatrapas. If you remember during the post-Mauryan lectures, okay, we had talked about Rudradaman 1. Okay, so this Rudradaman 1 would be the contemporary of the Satavahana period. Okay, so yes, he was also present in the Gujarat area during that time. And yes, we see that Satavahanas were such powerful people that once upon a time Western Kshatrapas decided to give their daughters to the Satavahanas. Okay, so as we have a roti beti ka relation with Nepal, as we have roti beti ka relation with Bhutan especially, why? To maintain the soft power. And in the same way, Western Kshatrapas also decided to have roti beti ka relation. Okay, so you will see Rudradaman will give his daughter to one of the king of Satavahanas. We will see in the short. Okay, so here see the Western Kshatrapas is maintaining the soft power with Satavahana so as to save his borders, to save his own southern borders. Now when you will see the eastern part, okay, especially the Magad region, the previous Magad region of the post-Mauryan period, you will see that the Shunga dynasty was the contemporary of Satavahanas. After that you will see in the north the Kushan Empire. Do you remember anyone from the Kushan Empire? King Kanishka. Okay, if you remember, we saw the sculpture of King Kanishka, okay, with the broken head. Okay, so we have seen how the Kanishka Empire was how powerful that they used to trade through the gold coins, right? So this was that contemporary era. Okay, after that you will also see the other Bactrian people, okay, Parthians, okay, so all they were present in the West Asian region. Okay, so in Indian contemporary you need to know who were the powerful people during that time. Now this is also the period when the Kalinga region would be getting separated again from the Mauryan period, Mauryan region. Okay, so here the Kalinga is completely independent after the Ashoka death. Okay, so again the Kalinga is one of the neighbor of Satavahana. Okay, so here in the Kharvela architecture, we'll again find some of the inscriptions that tells much more stories about the Satavahanas. Okay, similarly in Amravati also we'll find many of the stupas which would be depicting many of the stories of this kings of Satavahanas, and that is why we call this architecture as Amravati school of